Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the weekly vidcast on this channel. Today we're going to be talking about the weekend just gone, things that have happened this week, and obviously the weekend ahead. Not much really changes; it's all sort of the same. But obviously, first I'll review Saturday. So Saturday against Manchester Storm. It was a very dull game. I mean, at home, in front of that sort of crowd. I mean, it was more of a melancholic crowd more than anything, obviously because of Vicky Thomas and the stuff that happened, and the tragic stuff that happened last week. And a really bubbly atmosphere wasn't expected of that sort of game, because obviously it's a tragic event that's happened. But Saturday's game, it was very poor. It's a real shame. But obviously, September Challenge Cup game, what more can you expect? But it was a snooze fest, really. I mean, we won 3-1. Standard hockey, really, from the Steelers. I mean, I wouldn't have expected anything less, really. I mean, we have looked promising in pre-season. Obviously, we've had an okay start to the season. So, yeah, it was expected to beat the Storm. I mean, on paper, we have the better team, better quality. And the Storm are just more physical. And that did show on Saturday. But obviously we came through 3-1 winners. Sunday, I've seen the highlights. If anyone saw the blog's post on the Orange Army, on the Sunday evening, whilst the game was taking place, or just after, I was so negative because, well, I wasn't negative. I was just level-headed. Like, there were people having to go at other people for being negative on the group, which I don't see why. Because sometimes that little bit of negativity is needed. Because obviously, people then look at that and think, maybe they're right. But a lot of people were getting shut down. So I basically said, let's just not get at people for being negative. Let them have their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. What I don't agree with is abuse. I mean, tagging players, just telling them what you think of them, because that is bad. That's unnecessary, and people should get slated for that. But having a negative view, like, I don't think the team are playing that well. Some people get slaughtered like that. Oh yeah, let's just get behind the team. Sometimes that bit of negativity is needed because it makes people think, well, are we actually as good as we need to be? I mean, on paper, the Steelers have a quality team, they have a banging team, but realistically, it hasn't gone that well so far. I mean, what is it? Is it 4 wins we've got, 2 losses so far, which is a good start, but it could be better. I mean, we've lost the Coventry game from multiple winning positions a few Saturdays ago, and it was a poor team performance more than anything, which isn't like taking anything away from Coventry. I thought they played a good game, but obviously we should have won the game. Now, obviously, I just got sidetracked from the Sunday. 4-1 up against the Dundee Stars, 5-all at the end of the game. Obviously, we won 6-5 in overtime, but that then is overshadowed by how the Stars have fought back and scored however many unanswered goals they scored. I think it was to get it back to 4-4, and then the Steelers scored against the run of play. And obviously the Stars then equalised again. And the game was very much so in the Stars' favour after we got 4-1 up. Because once we got 4-1 up, it was like, oh yeah, let's take the foot off gas and sit back and defend. You know what I mean? But no. I think Sunday's game needs to be improved on. I mean, Aaron Fox has done well in the last few weeks to sort of keep the goals down that we're conceding. I mean, Coventry away, we only conceded 1. Manchester at home, we only conceded 1. But to then concede 5 on the Sunday, I mean, it's like, it's pretty poor. It's not what you'd expect. Anyway, on the Saturday's game, the hit on Aaron Brocklehurst. Now, I want to address this, really, because it was a dreadful hit. I mean, people have been defending it like, oh, he's there to be hit. No, he's not, right? So, I'll do a little diagram of this. Right, what can I do it on? On the back of some homework I probably did in like year 13. Right, I'm going to draw a little rink. Terrible drawing. But there's my little rink there. Obviously, Aaron Brocklehurst is the little cross. Well, say the little cross. You can just about see Aaron Brocklehurst is there. So, the Storm player, who's a circle, is around there. You probably won't be able to see it, so I'll just, there we go. Right, so, Aaron Brocklehurst has played the puck around the boards. Wait 2 seconds. Storm player crashes into Brocklehurst. So that's the sort of diagram of events. The puck went around the boards. The Storm player there went into Brocklehurst. Obviously, 2 seconds. Waited 2 seconds to make the hit. Now, that's a late hit. But Aaron Brocklehurst was obviously facing into the boards. So he was facing into the boards. Say that's him. He's facing the boards. Obviously, it's a different way around to what I'm drawing it. But the Storm player is the big guy, right? Storm player comes crashing in to the X at Aaron Brocklehurst. You can just about see it. He crashes into the numbers of Aaron Brocklehurst, basically. Obviously, this means that Brocklehurst will then go that way into the boards with the arrow, and he'll be then splat on the floor. Now, that's basically what happened, and 2-minute penalty for late hit got called. I don't know why I've just drawn a diagram, but I wanted to show why it's a bad hit. The sort of way that he hit him through the numbers, it's quite a high hit, it's like it seemed to be, the contact sort of be up here, sort of into the back of him. And if I get hit like there, I mean, I'm 5'7" or something like that. If I get hit into the board, I'm crashing down onto the floor. And with the speed that the Storm player was going, Brocklehurst kind of protected himself, but he was only halfway. So that's painful. That, I mean, he's only just tried to brace himself, and he's already in the boards. And then he sort of laid down a minute, and I'm thinking, Christ, that's a bad hit. And at first I was like, could that be a 5-minute for boarding? Could it be a 5-minute checking from behind? 2-minute for late hit. I don't think it was worthy of a 2-minute for late hit. I thought it was a bit more than that. Storm fans didn't agree. I mean, what do Storm fans agree with? It's going against their team. They were in denial about the check to the head Rosal did on Jonathan Phillips a few years ago, but it's nothing I don't expect from the Storm, because obviously the Storm have had a reputation of being this sort of physical, horrible side. But yeah. And then, in the same incident, one of our players I know tried to just say to the Storm player, come on, it's not really acceptable, is it? He literally skated up and with his arms out like, come on. And then Matthew Gagnon comes in and sucker punches one of our guys onto the floor. And I'm sat back and I'm thinking, well, that's going to get called. At least it's going to get called. At least they're going to get punished for that. All 4 officials saw Gagnon punch our player to the floor and didn't do anything about it. And I was in shock. I said, I went to the game with my girlfriend, right? And I turned to her and said, did you just see that player punch ours? And she went, yeah. So all the people around me were seeing it, they were muttering, they can't really do that. And then when they didn't get called, they were booing. Obviously, we were all booing officials, because how can you miss something so blindingly obvious and then expect not a reaction from the crowd? Well, to be honest, I don't know if they missed it on purpose for match control or what. But you can't be missing things like that. It's a 2-minute for roughing. Player doesn't want the fight. He gets punched to the floor. But then, I suppose Gagnon did get beat in a fight the day after. But it was so frustrating to watch. And this officiating, I mean, I hate going at officials because obviously I'm one myself. But it's so frustrating to watch that the games that you're watching might not even... They get reduced as a spectacle because of the officials' decision making and sort of how poor they are. Not in terms of how poor they are as officials, because they might be good officials, I don't know. But it just seems like they're not tough enough. And I want to listen to, I think it's A View from the Bridge or something like that. I want to listen to their podcast because one of their key points was, key questions was, are officials tough enough? Now, if I was going to answer that, no. Because that on Sunday it was a perfect opportunity with the Storm to punish them. 5-minute penalty plus a 2-minute for roughing. 5-on-3, 2 minutes. That's a perfect opportunity to take advantage of match control situations, be a bit more assertive. But they didn't. They called a 2-minute checking from behind, and then they wonder why things spiral out of control. And it's because if things don't get punished, players are like, well, we need to make up for it, we need to protect ourselves. Then they start doing it. And then everyone wonders why it ends up in a bloody brawl and stuff like that. It's because the officials just need to take more control. They're probably good officials. At the end of the day, I'm not a ice hockey official, I can't say anything. I ref football, it's much easier, but there just needs to be more match control and more assertion taken. The refs don't seem confident enough. I mean, there's one or two like Tom Darnell, but Tom Darnell's performances have dropped as well. I mean, he used to be a very good official. I used to enjoy it when Darnell was at the arena, but I don't anymore. I do think we need some better officials coming in. I mean, if we import some, even better. Because I feel sorry for some of the young liners that are having to step up. Because they're out of their depth, but then they're like, well, what can I do? There's no real experienced officials. They're all sort of young. Most of the time it's a young linesman paired with an experienced one. Say Paul Staniforth and Danny Beresford. Well, Danny Beresford, I'm pretty sure he's at the arena every single week. He's like the only official I really know that's a linesman, and he's very good. But there's some of them that you can just tell they're a bit timid and nervous when they're out there. But that's just me. Anyway, look ahead to this weekend. Obviously, we've got Guildford and Glasgow. 2 games at home. 2 very, very good opportunities an opportunity for 4 points. Glasgow have had a terrible start to the season under Zach Fitzgerald. Obviously, they beat us twice, about 6-0 at the arena last year. So we're going to have to avenge that. I don't want their fans coming at me on Twitter again. But yeah, I'll be doing my predictions tomorrow to really rattle some people because they don't like them. I don't know why they don't like predictions, because obviously I'm quite optimistic to say the least. I mean, I've predicted 3-4 point weekends so far. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It is only a short one because, well, I'm just getting prepared for university now, and all my desks are tipped. I've had to raise the camera level and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please leave a like. Yeah, I'll see you next week.